League, whatever it may be. So I guarantee you, Levy's gone to Nuno and said, "Yeah, boy, you need to take this seriously because we need to get some silverware." So I wasn't too surprised that it was quite a strong team, to be honest with you, especially because Wolves pretty much battered us when we played them a few weeks ago. Even though we did win, it was not the scoreline was not really suggestive of how that game went. So I wasn't too surprised about it.
You know what? Before I get on to the Leeds and the Chelsea game, let's just talk about that real quick. And remind me to make sure we'll go back to those results. This cup. Now, a lot of people disrespect the cup because obviously it's not as good. And you know what's mad? I was watching like some old school stuff the other day, yeah. And you remember when this competition first ever got a sponsorship? It was a milk sponsor, and then it became the Milk Cup. And I think ever since it had the name, the Milk Cup, it didn't help that people didn't really take it serious already. And now it's like, you know what I mean, like come on, that is the worst name you could ever give. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, and especially, and again, this is absolutely no shade, I genuinely mean this, to teams like Tottenham, Arsenal, Leeds, West Ham, teams like that, who are very good teams, but clearly won't make the Champions League. They won't get into that top four, which is technically a trophy within itself as it's looked at. Do you guys, even within, supporters of those clubs yourself, want your team to take that trophy more serious because it is a trophy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, like I've always said this, and I'll always stand by it. I don't think the Carabao Cup is a good trophy, but at the end of the day, like as a Spurs fan, we absolutely cannot be picky on what sort of trophy we win. Do you know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, I'll take any sort of silverware that we can. That's legit, and it's one of the four. So why not?
And you would as well, KG, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think somebody mentioned it today. I think Man City fan. She said. People look down their noses on it, but they've enjoyed having it the last 4 years. And for me, I'd be the same. I'd be bragging about it until we lost the trophy. Like, even when we was in League One, I wanted us to win the Johnson's Pape Trophy, and we never did it, and it annoyed me. So yeah, I understand that. I would absolutely take a Carabao Cup at this point in time.
Do you know what? This is actually quite a good point. Has anyone ever actually seen the Carabao drink?
Yeah. We used to be sponsored by them for like 3 years. They used to have them outside the bridge.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I'm not going to lie. I've been to the shop and seen it.
Yeah, but drink two in a row, man, and your heart starts to go.
Is it like a monster, yeah? Is that basically what it is?
It's got to be more powerful because I've drunk 2 monsters in a row and it not have my heart move like it's going to burst out my chest. Is
it an American energy drink? If it is, it's got like 50 times the sugar that it probably does in all the other ones. So
yeah, the caffeine boost. I'm never gonna lie. You know the little boost, the Red Bull equivalent, the little boost that's only 35p. I can't even take one of them. So I can't even imagine what all these Carabao and these monsters are like. Like I'll start sweating and that. You see the sugar just dripping down your face and that. But all right, so I'll come to you next, Kate, obviously, because your game went to penalties. And obviously, as you said, you really want to win the trophy. So I'm guessing you were well chuffed with the win. Obviously, any win's a win, but on penalties, it's always nervy. How do you feel about getting over the line in that one?
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I didn't watch the game in full. I was doing my NHL fantasy draft, so I wasn't watching. But I did pick up a lot of the highlights from what I wanted to see. I wanted to see our young centre-back, Charlie Creswell, have a good game, and it did. Looks like he'll be playing this Saturday just out of necessity. But for me, again, worrying signs. Tyler Roberts started, got taken off after 55 minutes again. 0-0 against a championship side. I know you're saying they're a Premier League side, but when you're talking Premier League sides, Fulham aren't ones that I ever think are one of those what you'd say have a right to say they're a Premier League team. They're just like a Norwich to me, where they just yo-yo and come back and go down and come back again. So for me, it was a good chance for some of the players to play and get some performances under their belt and do better. And it didn't happen again. And we've got our chairman once again coming out after the win. Somebody said our saviour, Adam Forshaw, who did miss a penalty, and that ball is probably still in the air somewhere. and he's getting all defensive about Adam Forshaw again. But what the chairman doesn't realise he's doing is he's just putting on pressure on Adam Forshaw now to perform like a 7 or 8 out of 10 every time he plays, which he's not capable of, by the way. So, yeah, it's not good. I'm glad we're through. We're away against Arsenal. That's going to be an
big
interesting
game. That's
game.
a big tie. That's a big
Yeah.
tie still.
And just by then, I hope that we've got our players back, because I mean we'll go into it when we're talking about league predictions for the weekend. But yeah, it's just good to be in the hat, because we usually get knocked out early in these cups. We do not have a good cup record at all, not good at all. FA Cup, we're usually going out to like a Crawley or Rochdale or someone like that. So yeah, I do want a cup run. I said it at the start of the season. If we finish 11th and get a cup run, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And obviously, all the banter aside from when we had our clash and was on some Killer Bees business, I like Leeds and I want Leeds to do well. So if you guys, Leeds, Newcastle, Southampton, I always look out for those results with a little bit of that kind of little love that you can just have for a team that's not your team, of like, how they do? Oh, yeah, I'm happy they did well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always got those odd teams. So yeah, I hope Leeds do well. Obviously, not to the detriment of Liverpool, but in general, I do hope they do well. To be fair, you know what? Considering Tottenham they are a rival. All banter aside, they are. I don't have any hate for Tottenham at all either. Like, I genuinely don't have any hate for Tottenham. And if Tottenham are playing any other Big Six team, I want them to win. But on to probably the biggest game of the Carabao Cup, if I'm being honest. Villa-Chelsea probably was the biggest game. I know West Ham and Man United were two big games, but I'd probably say with Chelsea being so much better than Man United, it probably just made that the bigger game. How did you feel about that one, Lewis? Getting over the line in the shootout?
We made hella rotations in that sort of game, so I didn't expect us to be that fluid, and it showed in the way that we played. I thought there was only a few bright sparks. I thought Chalobah looked really good half the time because he was just protecting Malang Sarr, who had an absolute disaster class in that game. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek looked absolutely brilliant in the number 6 role. I do take a disclaimer that it was Aston Villa's B team. I'm not going to sit here and get gassed and say Ruben Loftus-Cheek's back, the next Michael Ballack's back, all of that. Nah, it's not that yet. We still need to see what he's like against proper opposition, but it was promising. It was very promising. Going forwards, oh my gosh, our creativity reeks at times, and it just showed yet again today. Ziyech has been struggling since coming back from that shoulder dislocation. He really should have gone for the surgery. I don't care how long it takes for him to get out, because
is that what I didn't even know he dislocated his shoulder. Is that what he did?
You remember the Super Cup?
Who, sir?
Oh, is that how bad the injury was?
Yeah. Super Cup, innit, Lewis? He messed up his shoulder, innit?
Yeah, he dislocated his shoulder, and he came back in like 2-3 weeks like it was nothing, and he hasn't gone for surgery with it. Big up Jamie as well. I think that's the first time anyone's ever called me the nicest Chelsea fan, but we moved. Big up. The way that we didn't play the best, but we did enough to take it to penalties. And Kepa is just ridiculous when it comes to penalties, and it's so good to see him back to confidence, because you all saw Kepa in 1920. You lot remember the 5-3 at your ground as well, where just Kepa was absolutely horrendous, and he looks like a completely new player. I even saw this guy coming up for crosses, and in 1920, he didn't come for a single cross that season, statistically. So he already looks like he's improved. He looks like he's back to his best, and he looks like he's accepting of the number 2 role as well, which is perfect for when the African Cup of Nations comes in and Edouard Mendy's out. But in terms of competition, I'm glad that we gone through and everything, but this competition ain't really that serious to me. And you lot have the same. We were in a very similar position to what you guys were in when you won the Champions League, where we'll get to November and December, and then this competition just becomes a massive burden. Like, if we make it to quarterfinals, I think we'll be in a very similar position to where you guys were. We had to field your entire under-23s. So, in terms of us winning this competition, all really depends on our depth. And I don't want to see any first-team players playing in this game. I want youth players, fringe players throughout the competition. If we get knocked out, is what it is. If we get through to the final with our fringe players, cool, then our depth is stronger than we thought it was. But I'm just calm with this competition. It's just vibes for me. We got Southampton in the cup next. I expect the same sort of lineup. Hopefully they'll be a bit more fluid and a bit more match sharp, because I know a lot of those players, that was their first start for Chelsea this season, or at least since the start of pre-season. So sharpness ain't going to be all there. And it did show in the way that we played, but just did enough to see it through to penalties.
I mean, I know, obviously, I totally get that it'll be right at the bottom of Chelsea's priority list. But if you go back to the Mourinho days, which was the beginning of the Chelsea dominance, or you guys being who you are now, so to speak, he took all the cups seriously, and he won. I think that was the first ever trophy he won, right? So I don't know, shouldn't it kind of be a trophy that maybe even the big teams, I mean, even Cal or Matt, if you went away, and I know Cal's greedy and wants to win the quadruple, so I know he agrees, but, you know, even for the big teams, should we really look down on this trophy? Do you know what I mean? I mean, Matt, you didn't do the watch along with us, unfortunately, obviously. So, I mean, how do you feel about Liverpool going through, who we got in the next round, and like, just in general, like, how do you feel about this as a trophy for Liverpool to try and win?
Where's the thing? So I remember Carl asked me the question out, like the order that you put it in terms of importance, and I put this one last year. But even though I put it last, and I was probably speaking maybe from a club perspective. From my perspective, though, I'm not exactly the same as Carl, but I want to win every trophy. But if we don't win it, I'm not gonna cry. And here's the thing: I kind of feel like we're at a level where you try and win everything, but I'm obviously gonna be more into like the Premier League and the Champions League. And don't get me wrong, a trophy's still a trophy, but at the same time, like I have to ask you like this, I throw it back to you as well, Jeff. It's like it's success for Liverpool winning a Carling Cup or whatever it's called now. I can't remember the name. And then finishing like third or fourth. I don't think that's success in my opinion. I think it's kind of like we've dropped the ball, so to speak, because we've got to a level where it has to be like seen as a major trophy. And maybe the FA Cup and finishing fourth will be better. But I think if you win this trophy and you finish third or fourth, I don't know how successful it'll be, other than the fact of you can just sit there as a fan and go, well, at least we won a trophy. But you know that trophy isn't as important as the others.
All right, let me ask you this, because it just come to my head as you were saying that. We use this term major trophy, right? Aren't all trophies major? Apart from the Charity Shield. Like, if you really think, like, no, we always go this major trophy, but you have to play Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United. It ain't like the Caraboa Cup's this cup where like there's some any old guys in it. You have to play Premier League opposition to win the cup.
The Caraboa Cup, again, because I keep changing the name. The reason why I say it's not as important is because you'll find teams in whatever round, they won't play their strongest teams.
Oh, no, I know it's not as important, bro. But is it not still a major trophy, though?
No, see, the reason why I say it's not major is because normally in an FA Cup, a Premier League, and Champions League, teams will play their strongest lineup no matter what, unless they've got them like the worst schedule.
Whereas not in the FA, bro. Not in the FA Cup anymore. Not in the FA Cup.
But the FA Cup still holds more prestige. Okay, let me put it like this then. The Carling Cup, especially from the beginning, you normally
let's just call it the League Cup. It ain't been the Carling Cup for about 10 years.
Why don't you say Carling Cup? Just League Cup, innit? I'm gonna just say League Cup. No disrespect, but I'm just saying that, like, the League Cup, in my opinion, from get-go, you see teams kind of experiment in terms of like, do you know what we always say? Yeah, because this is what we do, guys. We go, you see Nat Phillips? He can play the League Cup. You see my man? He can play the League Cup. Because that's how we genuinely perceive it.
But have we been conditioned to think that?
Maybe because the FA Cup holds more prestige, and therefore the so-called bigger teams will look at it not as important, whereas the so-called, I say so-called as well because I'm as I've said like that, but the so-called smaller teams will see it as still a major trophy. I think it just depends, in my opinion, on the club status in terms of how serious they take it. Because let's be real.
Hey, Matt, just to for a club like Leeds or Newcastle, whoever, if they win that Carabao Cup, that's their ticket into Europe. So that's a major thing for them.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Is the Europa or Conference League?
They might have changed.
It might be the conference now, isn't it? Yeah, it might be the conference now that the conference.
Because I think it was you got into the qualification of Europa League by winning.
Yeah,
but they might have changed that now. So you're right.
Yeah, it might be. But here's the wickedest thing. Let's be real. For a club like Leeds, it will be sensational to be in the Europa Conference League. That'll be a great experience. Like,
of course.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't look down on it. And I've even said, with no banter, you see Tottenham being in that cup. I actually think that's good because you know what Tottenham do? They learn how to win by going and dominating that tournament and winning that tournament. And whether people laugh or not, who cares? You just won a European trophy and now you know how to get over the line and it gives you that confidence to move forward, to go on and win something bigger the following year. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, with the state that the state that we're in, with the competition, I should say, in the Premier League, it's going to be so tough for us to even try and get that Europa League spot in the league. So if we win the Europa Conference League, that's a trophy. It's a European trophy, and we're guaranteed Europa League next year anyway, regardless of what position we end up in. So I think we've got to win it, to be honest with you. We have to go.
On it, like seriously, like Arsenal fans, for example, if you ask them why they've never won a European trophy, they'll always go, "Oh, but we won the Cup Winners' Cup." The Cup Winners' Cup is probably the equivalent to the Europa Conference League if we deep the, like the importance. So they can't banter Tottenham if they win that, because the only European trophy they've ever won that they talk about is the same level in equivalence. Do you get what I mean? So if I was Tottenham, I'd want to go all out. I'd rather we went all out for the Europa Conference than the FA Cup if I was a Tottenham fan. Like, personally, I would say that is a tournament I would want Nuno to take more serious, because I feel like that has more benefits to it. And the trophy itself is still Europe. Regardless of whatever, if you win in Europe, you've beaten other teams. Like Rennes, for example. They're not a great side, but it's a better team than I thought you'd be playing in that competition.
Well, they're third favourites as well.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I was really shocked that you were playing a team of that caliber. I honestly thought you'd be like going to Uzbekistan and like the maddest teams. Do you get what I mean?
Trust me, because there are those teams in there. We got very lucky. We got very lucky with that draw.
Hey, sorry, guys, somebody's made a good point there, and I was thinking of this of when this kind of started, and it's a M70 ACH, but he's right. It's when Man United decided to take a bye and get in and play the World Club Championship in the year 2000, I think it was. When people started to go, well, if Manchester United aren't taking this cup seriously, then why should we? Because if you look from there, before then, people were playing quite strong teams. But since then, people have been kind of like, yeah, maybe. If Man United aren't taking it seriously, then maybe we should concentrate on the league.
I remember that.
But isn't that also the fault of the FA? Because they don't really protect the squads like that. Because remember, if we go back to you guys last year, you didn't have to play that Carabao Cup game 2 days before the Club World Cup, but they made you.
It was a day before.
It was one day.
Yeah,
and that's
why
but they didn't protect you guys.
100%. 1 day. We asked for it to be moved, and they were like, no way. Deal with it. And we're like, hold on a minute. So we're being punished for being European champions, which as the English FA, you should be proud of. Any English team that wins the Champions League or the Europa League, you should be proud of them representing your your country on the European stage. And instead of backing us, it was like they punished us. And Chelsea may get the same thing as Lewis said this year.
Why would you expect to take this competition seriously then? If you're going to make it hard for them, be like, all right, cool. Carabao Cup versus Club World Cup. I think I know which one we're all going
here's the thing as well. And I think money has a major part to play. Let's be real. Liverpool knew they were going to get more prize money in the World Club Championship than the League Cup. They knew that. So they said
I think it was about prestige, Matt. I don't even think that was money.
But I think money has played a massive part, though. I think money did play a massive part. Let's be real. If you win the Club World Cup Championship, you probably get more winning that than you do the League Cup. And I reckon Liverpool,
you must.
Yeah, and I reckon Liverpool listened to that and thought, do you know what? What club holds more weight? And not only that, what club holds more value? What can we make money out of this cup or this cup? And they chose the club that they felt benefited them more. Hence why we chose a different team for that. Like, let's just say it could have been the other way around, Let's be real.
We've never won that trophy though, Matt. That's the thing. It was prestige on that occasion.
No, but hear me out though. But if the League Cup was that prestigious and that important to us, we would have flipped it, bro. Let's be real.
Even the FA Cup, I think we would have put the other the kids out and took the main team for the World Cup. That was the only trophy we've never won as a club. Like I feel like it was more for the prestige of the trophy on that occasion.
No, mate, you got a valid point. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and also merchandising. What sells better, Carabao Cup winners or world champions?
Yes, this is exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, you look at the overall package. That's what I'm saying. So,
world champions, people snigger at it, but Lewis will probably feel it when Chelsea win it. It is a good feeling. You've actually beat every single person from every single continent. Like, you're world champion. Like, you can't even snigger at it. Like, you are.
You're human that we lost in 2012, but it is what it is.
Well, you'll probably redeem yourselves this year.
We lost in 2005 as well, Lewis.
Was it Sao Paulo, innit? We lost it. Yeah. That was
it's the South American teams. They're always tricky. You never really notice them like that. We lost
Man used to get beat up by them a lot back in the day, innit?
I think Man United's lost to Corinthians, didn't they?
Yeah. I remember
Romario. Up front. Not Romario. Who's the other one? Was it? Oh, no.
They must have lost twice then, because I'm sure I remember Romario badding up Man United back in the...
Eduardo?
Eduardo, that was it. Yeah.
Eduardo, yes.
Yeah, man. Eduardo, madman, you know, just.
No, it's quiet because
I know he ain't here. I know he ain't here. So you know what, Cal? I'm gonna put the honors to you to talk about this one because Mr. Aaron isn't here to defend himself. So be nice.
Always.
Man United crashing out at home to West Ham. How you feeling about that one, bro? What did you think of that one?
Fantastic, innit?
Who's their manager again? Who's West Ham's manager again?
Moyes.
Are you gonna soul tax? All fun and joke aside, I wouldn't have minded them going quite far in this and then sort of losing at the semi-final hurdle because now they've got a bit more time to prepare for other games. What it is showing though is that things aren't all right there, and for all the talk of their squad depth, Cristiano Ronaldo, when you look at the other three teams who are talked about as being title contenders, Ole ain't got nothing. And I hate to do this, but Ole might not even be top 10 managers in the Prem.
He's not.
Oh,
he's not.
Don't
say he might not, bro. He's not.
No. Right, let's just quickly do it, and then Carl, I'll let you get back to your point. Yeah. All right, he's not better than Bielsa. He's not better than Nuno. No. So that's just Tottenham and Liverpool. Obviously, we know he's not better than Tuchel and all the others. He's not better than Moyes.
No.
He's not better than Hasselhouten.
He's not better than Potter.
He's not better than Potter. He's not better than Hasselhouten.
He's not better than Benitez.
He's not better than Benitez.
No.
Get what other teams is there? What's Villa's manager's name again?
Dean Smith.
He's not better than Dean Smith because Dean Smith got promotion.
Drifty. The quickest way to do
tactics.
No. The quickest way to do this is if any other Premier League club sacked their manager, would they hire Ali? The answer is no. So that's the quickest way. Watford love the Spanish guys.
The Spanish ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless it was Ole. Then maybe.
He's not better than Dash. He ain't better than Dash.
He ain't better than Dash.
Of course he ain't better than me. You have a laugh, aren't you?
You know what I mean? So even though I don't think he's as bad as everyone says he is, and when the banter's put to one side, I will say he's improved Man United massively from where they were when he took over.
Let's cut you. Is he better than Arteta? Who's better? Arteta
yeah. Come on, we're not going to go that far. He's better than Arteta. Come on.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got more. I'm just asking a question. Based on what, though?
Matt, you're asking that. I'll base it on the fact that no matter what's happened with Man United, there's been no stories that have leaked out of the camp. There's been nothing. Even when you think that it's going wrong, nothing's going out. With Arsenal, there's been nothing but leaks. Like there's a half an unhappy camp there. Even the players that are starting, you can tell, don't really believe in Arteta as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say with that. At least Ali, he'll get these guys, and I love you, mate. You get Manchester, all of that stuff. But you don't get that with Arteta.
You know what? You know why KG's got a point as well, guys, is because if you deep it. Ole, you know the way he's a nice guy, but I guess he probably does throw the hammer down a little bit, but he's a nice guy.
Sorry, Arteta has got an FA Cup to his name.
Yeah, but bro, he fluked his way to that trophy, man.
Anthony Taylor
if Pulisic doesn't pull his hamstring,
no, but he's just asking the question. That's why I asked the question.
I'm not saying he's a better manager, but Ole has a better team than what Arteta's got. And they've won nothing. And he's had 18 trophies he could have potentially won by now.
Yeah,
and he spent more money than anyone.
I hear. I mean, Di Matteo won the Champions League. I hear that. I hear that though. Like, but I mean, all right. For example, Ole, when he's a nice guy, maybe he needs to be a little bit more tough, whatever. But he's likable, like KG said. Like nobody's spilling anything out the club. Whereas if you look at Arteta, somebody's got to explain to me the level of arrogance he walks around with fuck all to really give him that arrogance. Like he proper walks around like his shit don't stink, but everyone knows when he comes out the toilet, you've got to give it 35 to 45 minutes. Like it's weird. Like I genuinely don't get it. Do you get what I mean? Like
it's because Arsenal don't give him any targets. They literally said no targets for the season. He knows he ain't getting sacked. So
Edu said he just wanted to see the team play.
Yeah, literally. Like he's no wonder, bro. It's like if I got the Arsenal job and I was told no targets, just do whatever you want. You can walk around and no one would say shit to you.
It's true. It's just
No
vibes.
targets, just vibes.
Imagine the man
Pure
said, your chief
participation.
executive said, it's just, I don't care what you imagine. I say, this is how I see it. Yeah. You're at work and your chief executive at work says, bro, don't worry about the targets that you've got to meet. It's just vibes. You see, this year for you, bro, you see the targets have set everyone else normally. For you, is vibes. This is what we're doing here. You're not going to take the job seriously. And not only that, you're going to just
He
try
does, though, bro. He takes it
experimenting
too
and-
seriously, man.
No,
He
but
actually
I think
takes it too. I haven't seen a man smile for 18 months.
No, but do you know what I know something? I think he looks serious, like he looks the part, but bro, let's be real. He's not really under pressure in a sense of Arsenal in such a bad place. If he does well, it's actually a bonus. Everyone's actually expecting him to fail. Let's be real.
So he's on a fake it till he makes it kind of thing then.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the reason he got the job is because he's a supposed Arsenal legend, even though he's an Everton legend.
No, but he got that job because he worked with Pep for 2 years.
I was just about to say that.
Literally the only reason why he got that job.
100%.
Yeah, and because of Pep. But let's be real. All we really saw was when Man City scored, you just saw Arteta and Pep do the high five. And Arteta cross his leg the same way Pep crossed his leg. It's like, fam, is that how you got your job? Come on, you got to do more than that for me. You got to do more. So
just to finish off then, Cal, I'll let you finish off talking nicely about Man United.
I just thought it was excellent. I will say it again. I know I've been slaughtered a few times. Jared Bowen is a good footballer. I'm not saying he's world class.
Hey.
I'm not saying he's on the cusp.
He was in my mind watching that game, bro. Every time he did something good.
I'm not saying he's my first choice, but if Liverpool went and got him, I think Klopp could do a job with Bowen. So I leave that there. West Ham should have won by way more than 1-0. They should have absolutely slaughtered them. I think Moyes was probably more annoyed at not winning by more than one goal.
Man, you had some chances first half, to be fair.
Yeah, could have had a penalty. Obviously, every game is, we should have had this, we should have had that, when they have benefited more than any other team from penalties and VAR.
No, but that was a penalty, though. Noble literally pulled his shirt, then his shorts down. Like, that was a penalty.
True, but
was it really, though?
No, I think it was. Let's be real.
Yeah, man. Come on, he got both garments. You know?
Yeah. To be honest, if you did that to someone in the street, you'd get done. You'd be arrested.
Exactly.
You would be arrested.
Yeah,
you would indecent exposure in that. Yeah, for real.
I mean, Sancho, Lingard, and Martial as your starting front three. On paper, everyone goes, "Yeah, that's amazing," but in reality, it's not. And this is what I've been saying. On paper, Man United looks amazing, but in reality, is Ole the guy to really take them forward? I don't think so. Ronaldo, yes, he's going to score goals, but what happens if you can't get the ball to him? What happens if you cut off the supply line? He's not going to be able to do what Ronaldo used to do back in the day, get the ball, drive, and take on 2-3 man and smash it in. That's not his game anymore. So I'm enjoying it. Young boys, West Ham, I don't know who they got next, but whoever it is, even if they win the game, I just want it to be rocky. I don't want it to be smooth sailing. I want it to be a bumpy road. And then ultimately they hit a pothole and the wheel come off.
But do any of us really want Ole to go? Because Lewis can tell us all firsthand, Conte is a very good manager. And it's obvious he's the one they're going to go and get.
He'll make them win everything if he goes there.
Yeah, I don't really.
The chance they made about him a few years ago, because I know Conte's petty like that.
Did you say they made a wig joke? Did you say, bro?
Yeah, because like you remember Mourinho and Conte used to have beef back in the
day.
Yes,
I remember.
We all know that Conte wears a wig, so I just hope he remembers that.
Oh, I thought he just went. I just thought he went Turkey and got the plug. Does he wear a wig? Yeah,
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's just,
wig, but he jumps around a lot, bro. That glue is strong.
You say man's got the lace front, yeah?
Yeah, he must have the lace front, bro, because he jumps around a lot. He's on a Beyonce thing, bro.
What we say is Gervinho settings. Man went to Gervinho's thing.
Don't tell me Gervinho wears a wig. Does Gervinho wear a wig?
Rob, I don't know what Gervinho does.
No, he had those curtains that start from back here.
Oh, wow.
I think he's got weave. Now, I think Gervinho actually had weave still.
Shout out to the man them up in the hairdressers rather than the barbers. That's a madness.
Don't do that, bruv, because that could be me, and I don't wear weave, bruv. No, I'm just saying. I get my hair plaited sometimes, bro. You got to take that back, bro.
Fair enough,
I can't get punched up like that on the stream, bro.
No, for real. I forgot certain man needs to get the K-roll and that. For real, my bad. But I thought you got it done at home, bro. I didn't think he was in the salon.
No, I do, to be fair, but if the missus can't do it and I'm desperate, I will have to go to a hairdresser one day, innit?
Fair enough.
You're
Fair enough.
gonna turn up, you're gonna roll the clip back and like, get out of here.
Cal gets caught coming out the salon, like.
Be there with a paparazzi just.
Wait, shout out to Cal with a plug. Wait,
Oh man.